So today I want to talk about when I was younger. I came to this country in the early 80s and I ended up going to a public school. I want to say in kindergarten. We lived in Wisconsin Avenue, what's Frenchy Heights. We came to live in these apartments. I think they're condos now, Willoughby's. And that time it was totally different. I mean, I remember it was close to the metro. It was like walking distance to the stores. Of course, now it grew so much. I mean, you have all these expensive department stores. All the shops. I think Louis Vuitton's on that Wisconsin Avenue now. It was like a buffet and all that. In those early 80s, we used to go to a elementary school, um, Somerset. I remember kindergarten. I think it was kindergarten. I went to Somerset. It was Frenchy Heights on Wisconsin Avenue. And then from there, I ended up going to a private school. It was called Mountain Mission School. So I was there at the age of 6. I was there from the age of 6 until the age of 12. So I was in this school. It was located in Grundy, Virginia. Now, this school was this was a Christian school. It was a private school. Kids came from all over nationalities to that school, and it was like a boarding school. So you went to go see your parents for twice a year. They would come and visit, twice a year. You'll go summer vacation. They would expand, I want to say maybe a couple weeks or maybe a month, summer. And then for Christmas, it was like 2 weeks, if I'm correct. So it was 2 weeks. So we stayed there. There was schooling, cafeteria. There was a church there, dormitory. I mean, there was pretty much everything there at that school, At that time, when you're that young, you don't appreciate it. You're like, why am I here? Why am I here? I remember coming to that school when I was 6. I believe it's 6. And as a kid, you go and you miss your parents, you miss home. I remember so many times crying, sleeping, just crying myself to sleep because you miss your parents. At that time I missed my mom. My brother was a little older. Where we lived, there were like different floors. There was like a first floor, second floor, third floor, and fourth floor. So that ranged by age group, you know. And it was a separate building. It was like walking distance, like through a courtyard, and through a through a courtyard. It was like a dormitory. It's like a building with different floors. You had everything from the bathrooms. We had bunk beds. You had the full bathrooms. The bathrooms were like sinks. The showers were like open showers, like 3 showers in like a big area. I mean, we all took showers together. I mean, it was just like, I want to say like a locker room with showers, bunch of showers, and it was all open. I mean, it was close to the bathroom, but the showers were open. They're just shower heads. Everybody took showers. And I was there on the first floor. I don't think I made it to the second floor. It's been so many years, I just don't remember. I was on the first floor. So I was 6 years old. Everything, there was a teacher there that lived on the floor. It could have been the wife, the kids, and on the same floor. So it was like a little studio, like a little apartment in that same floor. If people been to boarding schools or private schools, they probably know what I'm talking about. So it was one floor. You had your bathrooms, your showers, your laundry room. It was one big open area, and on one side there were all the rooms, lined up there. I think they went by numbers. On one side you had bathrooms, on the other side you had bathrooms, you know, and on the other side it would be like more like a wall of like the people that live there, like the teachers that live there with their kids. Sometimes they had kids, they lived there, you know. And you had the laundry mats and stuff like that. The closets on one side. And then you had the entrance on that same side, on one side. So, but talking about that school, oh wow, that school, when I stop and think about that school, I go back on Google, I Google the school, and I see how much it has changed through the years. But let me get into, growing up there. So I went there when I was 6. I came out when I was 12. So what I remember is, man, just being homesick. Just being homesick because, as a child, you miss your parents. You want to go home. You don't know these people. It takes time to get to know, people. You make friends, get to meet different people. But it was rough. It was rough. And I remember, so many memories. We used to have this like cafeteria area where we walk on the other side of the campus, where there was this cafeteria, very big. I mean, the cafeteria room was so big with tables, with round tables. I think there were round tables with chairs. So you had like about 10 people sitting on one table, just round, and there were like round tables all over the cafeteria room. And sometimes they make announcements. They had like a podium. They make announcements. And I remember when we were eating, they'll play some music, on the intercoms, but the music was like very subtle, light, nothing, we used to eat with music, I remember. That was actually the new cafeteria. I was there when they had the old cafeteria and then the new one. So, it was very nice. We have a variety of foods. I mean, everything you could think of. I mean, we even had parents sometimes come from different countries and make prepare their food. I remember one time the parents that were from Ethiopia, they will come and they will cook us lunch or dinner, Christmas was there. Christmas time, wow, when I stop and think about how it was Christmas there, unbelievable. So some people, they showed their support by giving money to the school. Also, there were some parents that couldn't take care of their kids. If I'm not mistaken, don't quote me, but if I'm not mistaken, they would leave their kids. I mean, I don't want to say they will abandon them, but they would just leave them there. I mean, I don't know how it was worked. I was a kid. I don't remember or went into details about why were they there. But I mean, you had kids there. I mean, from nursery. I mean, we had even babies there, and they grew up in the school until like 12th grade, and then from 12th grade they graduated. Some stayed there to work for the school. Some just left the campus, went to college all over the United States. I mean, they went to, Michigan. A good majority, they went to Ohio, Michigan, Virginia, close by, because we were like in the borderline of, Grundy was the borderline of Kentucky. I remember going to this park. We'll go to a park, and we will get to this mountain area, and you could see from the borderline, you could see West Virginia, Kentucky, and Tennessee, if I'm not mistaken. All right, and we were there, and this was like mountain areas. I mean, on the campus, you will stand there and you look around and you see all mountains around you. You know, it was like kind of like country. I don't want to say country, but it's just, you know, out there. Um, and I remember from the trip from Maryland or DC, it would be like 8 hours, 9 hours, depending, you know, how you would be driving, you know. Also, well, let's get back to growing up there. So I remember punishments there also. I'm gonna be brief, you know. Again, I don't want to make the video too long, but very brief. So the school, the punishment there, I remember that it was like, if you were cuss, okay, they will only do this to like the first floor, maybe the second floor. Like if you were cuss, say a swear word or, you know, a profanity, they will wash your mouth with soap. So the purpose of washing your mouth, not washing your mouth, they will put a bar of soap in your mouth because they will believe that it will bring cleanliness to you by putting that. And you will just keep the bar in your mouth, you know, like in your mouth for a few minutes, I don't know, 10 minutes, 15, it will taste pretty nasty. I mean, you had that, I don't know, if anybody had the taste of soap in their mouth, it's pretty nasty. I don't know if it was Irish Spring, but it was, ugh. So it made you think twice before saying any cuss words or swearing or anything, you know. So that was their belief, you know. By putting the bar in your mouth, they will feel that they will cleanse out your mouth with, you know, profanity. Another punishment was, but for the older kids, like third floor, fourth floor, I don't think they did that. But the punishment, if you were act up real bad, I remember they will have you bent over or hold on to like a wall or just bend over, and they will hit you. They will hit you with like a paddle like a ping pong kind of, I want to say ping pong paddle with a handle, but this was like a little longer, you know, maybe that size with the handle, and they will hit you on your backside. I mean, on your butt, you know, and they will hit you like 3 times, and you cannot move. And if you move, you get hit again. Of course, I don't think they practice that now. This was early 80s, mid 80s, and it would hurt. I mean, when they hit you, I don't know how much force they will hit you, but when you're a kid, you know, you will feel it. Whatever force they put, you will feel it. And I was like, oh, you could not sit down for like days because you be sore. I mean, you know, you be all red, bruised up, sore, you know, and in that way, you know, you'll think twice about, you know, acting up in school, or, you know, I mean, you have to be real bad to be getting hit, you know. They used to call it getting paddled.